Declan Emelumba is the Commissioner for Information for IMO State. We will also have Collins, opurozor, who is the Publicity Secretary of the PDP in IMO State. Gentlemen, good morning, and thank you for coming out today.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Well, it is a political season in the state, so much as elections in the state will be coming up much later for the governorship. So what is the environment, the atmosphere, politically speaking now? How does it feel in the state? We know that there's been several comments here and there about, developments and what's going on. How is it at the moment there?
Well, I think so far, IMO is calm, and we are recording progress every day, and the people are happy with the government. But I want to say, as an opening remark, that one of the reasons why I opted to come for this program, I opted to come because I watched the program this week, sometime, I think Tuesday or so, where my very good friend Manzere was on the program, and I think that he didn't respect the truth, and I need to clarify a few things as a matter of starting. First of all, he claimed that in the election that produced Right Honorable Emeka as the governor, he claimed that in Bombise, he said that we are hearing here, that what PDP scored is 20,000. That's very, very far from the truth. What they returned was 64,000 against the accredited number of voters captured by the card reader, which was less than 3,000. And they returned 64,000 votes. And I remember you were asking the man who was saying that whether he was INEC, whether he conducted the election. I can tell you that, yes, he did, because he compromised every process and then went and wrote result. From that, his local government bringing 64,000 votes. And
who compromised the process?
Right on making it and IMO PDP. And the stage was set by Ray.
How did he compromise the process?
He compromised the process because the card reader recorded 3,000 registered voters that came out to, less than 3,000 actually, they came out to vote. But he returned 64,000 votes. I don't know from where he got it, so that compromised the process.
So was there any ruling that said he compromised the process?
Was there any? We don't need any ruling. I said the card reader, you can find out. And the interesting thing is that your channel announced the results. And so when...
But we didn't announce that he compromised the process.
No, you announced the result. You announced this figure I'm mentioning. So whether you announced it, but if card reader said you had less than 3,000 registered voters who came out to vote and they returned 64,000, they definitely don't need anybody to tell you that the thing was compromised. But above that, more interestingly, they were talking about, Ray said that in Oru East, the local government of my governor, distinguished Senator Uzodinma, that APC lost in that local government. He said that, and that is not true. Check your own record. From the announcement, APC won the presidential election, won the governorship in Oru East, and they won by 24,000 votes.
I think it's very important to go back to where the conversation started from. I know that you want to respond to what you might perceive to be, you want to clarify certain things that were said here on the program, but where we started from was this conversation on the person who has gone to court to stop beavers.
Yes.
And that's something that is of grave concern to a lot of Nigerians, because beavers has been hailed as the innovation that has been brought into this 2023 elections, and hopefully will make it a little more transparent than when we had the card readers. So if we're beginning to hear that somebody is going to court to try and stop the use of card reader, everybody is rightly disturbed. The accusation that has now come is that your governor is the one who is sponsoring the person who is trying to, scuttle the use of the beavers machine. Now, I do not know, first and foremost, if you want to respond to that, because what we've also heard is that your state, I think it has come from your state that, it's not the governor, but the immediate past governor of the state who is trying, Right Honorable Emeka Ihedioha, who is trying to, and I think he was the one who said, he doesn't have any interest. It should be people who are currently standing for re-election, etc., who will have that sort of interest.
Well, I mean, that's one of the greatest fallacies, because if there is anybody who wants beavers to be used, I think it should be our government and our governor, because Practical example, we had a by-election in Ngobala. Beavers were used, and APC won, defeated PDP, hands down. Beavers were used. So why should we be afraid of beavers? So, and then, since we came on board, we have had 2 by-elections. Okigwe Senatorial Zone, APC won, and in each case, they removed PDP. In Ngobala House State Constituency elections, APC won, and they removed PDP. So, and particularly in Ngobala, beavers were used, and we won. Now, so when anybody tells you that we don't want to leave beavers, I don't know how. At any event, the person you mentioned who went to court, I issued a statement on that when that came out. The person is a lady who went and took the stamp of office of his colleague. And the man is a lawyer. He came out openly to say, this lady came and took my stamp of office and said she lost her own, that he wants to do a land deal for somebody, and used that stamp of office to go and file this court matter about beavers. And that he is not aware of it and is illegal. And we traced that lady to be an associate of Right Honorable Mekinyodewa. So they went to court. That was why they were the first. They said there's a secret court case. How do you know there's a secret court case if you were not part of it originally? They were the people who mentioned it, say a secret court case, and then you are turning around to blame the governor.
Okay, so, Mr. Opurozor, what do you think of what's going on?
All right, for you to make sense of what is happening in Imo State today, you must refer back to the election in 2019, which Senator Hope Uzodinma never won. So we have an illegitimate government in Imo State. For instance, in the build-up to the 2019 governorship election, there were 2 or 3 major outings that governorship candidates undertook. One was the debate organized by BBC. 2 was another debate organized by Imo community in Europe at Rockview Hotels. And the 3rd was the one organized by Imo Elders Advisory Council. Senator Hope Uzodinma never participated in any of those debates. He was never seen in any campaign rally. He never participated in the election, and he deservedly came distant fourth in the election. And unduly, the Supreme Court imposed him on Imo people. And you need to know the political culture of the Igbos. Check throughout history, Igbo people have relentlessly resisted imposition of political authority. You know about the Ekumeko uprisings of Anioma people. You know about the Aro wars against the colonial masters. You know about the Aba women riot. They were all efforts and attempts by Igbo people to express themselves. They are naturally and they are unrepentantly democratic, acephalous, and Republican. And today in Imo, you have a government that never came through the ballot. You have a government that the people never elected. Therefore, the umbilical cord, the symbiotic relationship that should exist between the government and the people is totally absent. That is one of the situations. Also, in view of the imposition of Senator Hope Uzodinma as governor of Imo State, he has not justified the mandate which he got through the courts. I'm coming. He has not justified the mandate. For instance, let me shock you. Imo State in the last 31 months has gotten a total of 631.4 billion naira. This is a sum total of... I'm coming to that.
How did you get that figure?
Thank you so much. The FAC allocations to the state, about 153 billion. Allocations to the local government, 127 billion. IGR, 31 billion. You have the 13% derivation to the in view of the oil we have in Imo State, which is almost about 29 billion. And other interventions, about 90 billion, that's the SDGs and the UBEC. That's 400 billion. And he has also obtained loans, totaling about 233.4 billion. So now you have about 633.4 billion naira mismanaged in the last 31 months by Governor Hope Uzodinma. No.
Why you say it's mismanaged?
Thank you very much. Because when you get to Imo State today, you cannot see a single project that justified that such humongous amount has come to Imo State. For instance, in September 2021, he brought President Muhammadu Buhari to commission an uncompleted project, Ihiagwa Naked the Road. And when we shouted, he said, no, it's just the first phase. President Muhammadu Buhari left. That road was not completed. In September 2022, he again brought President Muhammadu Buhari to commission an uncompleted Okigwe Road. We shouted again, said it will be completed. The one of last year has not been completed. He brought President He brought President Muhammadu Buhari again to commission a project that was done 30 years ago by Dey Samon Bakwa, our iconic leader. He repainted an old House of Assembly complex. I'm telling you, for you to understand the level of disease going on in Imo State, well, Senator Hope Uzodinma brought the Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
You raised a lot of issues.
I'm coming. I'll get to that.
He needs to respond to...
Chamberlain, I'm not landed. He brought the Vice President of Nigeria, repainted an old and abandoned property at Amako here in Owerri, and said, "Kumbaya, everybody. I have established a garment-making factory in Imo State." He went and procured 8 sewing machines, put in the old building. Vice President of Nigeria commissioned that building. 24 hours later, he removed all the sewing machines and shut down the place. That is the level of disease that is going on in Imo State.
At this
moment, there is no garment making factory in Imo. And then, remember again, relevant rating boards have always called Imo poor in terms of development. Imo occupies the top positions in all the indices of social misery in Nigeria. For instance, today, NBS has classified us as the unemployment capital of Nigeria, with 83% of youth completely out of job. Remember today, 1 in every 5 Imo women has issues with cancer. The government of Senator Hope Uzodinma has not, the government of Senator Hope Uzodinma has not established even a single cancer screening center in the state. So he has not justified the humongous
don't worry, just hang on.
I've not made the point I need to make. For instance, in the face of the legitimacy crisis of Senator Hope Uzodinma and his inability to justify the mandate he has
let him respond to some of the ones you raised.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Well, thank you very much. You know, it's unfortunate, very unfortunate that PDP has decided to live in self-denial. First and foremost, I don't know why you have not interrogated PDP people to ask them, did they make Ihedioha win the governorship election in 2019? He did not. He did not meet the constitutional requirement. I'm coming, sir. I'm coming, sir. No, excuse me, sir. When he was talking about it, please, no, you have to allow me.
If it's a factual matter,
it's a factual matter. I'm making a factual matter.
He was declared winner.
No. He was declared winner illegally because he didn't meet the constitutional requirement, and that was why the court removed him. I'm coming. Don't tell me he was declared winner.
He was declared winner. That's a fact. No, I will tell that.
Yes, but INEC has declared people who didn't win elections.
So you can't say we shouldn't tell you. That's a fact.
That is the essence of court.
So address the issues.
Yes, I'm addressing it. So first of all, PDP committed vicious brutalization of the Constitution, and they need to apologize to Imo people. Have they ever told you the spread, how the result, how did he win? So when you didn't win an election, because excuse me,
there's a sitting governor right now.
Excuse me, sir. He said he called Hope Uzodinma's government illegitimate, and he don't want me to talk about the crime they committed against the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That's not fair now. And now when you talk about, he was saying that Hope Uzodinma has not done this. Now I want you to check. Ihedioha was in government for 7 months. Within that 7 months, by June 2019.
But would you respect Mr. Emelumba? Look,
you're interrupting me so much. No.
There is a sitting governor right now.
Yes,
this issue is not about Emeka Ihedioha.
No, but
he's spoken
there
about.
There is no way I can talk about the sitting governor without referring to what he said. And you gave him time.
I'm the state public secretary of
Yes, I'm the commissioner for information of
Therefore, we have to talk about what is going on in Imo. Emeka Ihedioha is not the governor of Imo State. He's not the governor of Imo State. Let's talk about Imo State.
Okay, just hold on. Respond to the issues.
Now, I'm telling you that because we're talking about debt profile and so on. By June 2019, Imo State had a debt profile of 148 billion. That was before Emeka Ihedioha came in. By December 2019, when he had stayed about 6 months, just about a few days before he was removed, Imo State debt profile climbed to 204 billion. That means these are
just
facts.
Hold on,
these are facts. No.
You respond to it.
If he doesn't want this interview, excuse me.
Any day you advise me to take a loan,
hold on. You respond. Don't worry. You respond. Just hold on.
If he doesn't want this to be a civilized discourse, then we can go haywire if he wants.
Civilized discussions are not
just hang on. Just hold
what you are saying. Then we can have.
Just hold on. So we'll make it decent. Please go ahead.
He borrowed 48 billion within 6 months.
Do you have the documents?
Yes, I have the documents. Google it is everywhere. Secondly, now within that same period, he embezzled 19 billion of local government for audit report of government is there. He claimed he was building stadiums. And so there was absolutely no single project.
Is there available audit report to show
Yes,
this?
there is. You don't allow us to come here with documents. My phone.
Who said we don't allow you? Who told you that?
All of they're in my phone. They moved my
Your phone?
Yes, of course.
No, you can't bring phones to the studio.
So,
if you knew you were coming to the program,
yes,
you should have brought those hard copies.
No. I mean, I don't need hard copies. I would have shown you.
No, we have to see the hard copies. You said you knew you were coming. But go ahead.
Chamberlain, I want to plead with you. You are from IMO State.
That has what has happened
it has everything to do. I hope you are not an interested party, because the way you are interjecting and interrupting me, I don't like it.
For the avoidance of that, Mr. Emelumba,
yes,
he has raised, he has leveled.
And you won't allow me to talk. Why?
Because you
why won't you allow me to talk?
Address the issues.
No, I'm addressing the issues. You don't tell me whether I'm addressing the issues or not. You should allow me to
tell
talk.
you that.
No.
If we ask you a question, you have to answer it.
I'm not in a school.
If you don't want to answer the question, we go ahead with the next program. So go ahead.
Fine. So I'm saying that within that period, he embezzled 19 billion of IMO State people's money. Ask him, what is the single project that they did within 7 months? Our government has built over 100 and something roads. It's an insult to say that the president came to commission uncompleted projects. The president gets advice. He gets advice before he comes to commission projects in IMO State. People go, his team goes to assess.
All right, we're due for a break. But we will come back. You haven't responded to some of the issues that are raised about those other factories, but we're due for a break now.
Which factories? I'm coming to that.
We will come back in a moment, and you'll respond to those issues,
fine.
and then he will equally speak to them. Please join us again. Welcome back to Sunrise Daily. Well, just getting some information that the immediate past wreck, Professor Emeka Ezionu, is being investigated by INEC concerning the matters that were reported about the so-called snatching of beavers and the likes, which is out there in the news, but that's a different matter entirely. But, Mr. Emelumba, you're making a point as to the issue he raised concerning whether or not, as we speak, there's a garment factory operating.
I don't know why you're so much interested in the garment factory alone, because you also talked about uncompleted roads that he claimed to be commissioned. However, if you're interested in the garment factory, I invite you to come there. The garment factory is there, is working. I can invite you. I pay your ticket. If you come and you don't see it, then you know that now.
I'm not interested in anything whatsoever.
Good, beautiful.
Please, just
so
go
it is working. They just tell lies like children. So I'm not surprised. I said the governor fixed a road Owerri to Olu, which has been perennially abandoned by previous administrations, and the president came and commissioned that road, and the president was impressed. President commissioned the Owerri to Okigwe, ending at Amaraku Junction. President was impressed. He commissioned a completely dilapidated, if you check here this thing, when that commissioning was happening, we put an advert here and showed the carcass that was the House of Assembly in Imo State, and what the governor did, turned it around, completely built it and commissioned it. And he's saying it's an old. Okay, during their tenure, House of Assembly members were not sitting there. They abandoned the place because it was a health risk. The roofs caved in. Nobody could sit there. The governor came and fixed it and put state-of-the-art modern gadgets, communication gadgets, and commissioned it. And the President Buhari was so impressed that after what he did, he told the governor, you are talking of road revolution, but I am telling you what they are doing is infrastructural revolution. Now, if you are talking about Imo State, if you go by statistics, Imo is 5th in terms of GDP growth in the whole 36 states. It's 11th in terms of ease of doing business in the whole of 36 states. It is 5th again in terms of IGR generation, and the richest 10 states is number 5 in terms of IGR generation. Now, we have rehabilitated
unemployment.
Unemployment, this government empowered, trained, and equipped youths in the different skills, and empowered over 15,000 youths within the period we have been there. So this one is, every day I've heard him so many times talking of unemployment capital. You know, it's easy to talk anything you want to talk. Nobody will stop you, but it's not a fact.
I'm interested in the fact that you just talked about, how do I put it now? You just talked about the loans, and you claim that they borrowed some money.
Yeah, definitely.
The previous governor borrowed some money whilst he was in office. However, this controversy on loan didn't just come up today.
Yes.
It would seem that there has been a back and forth before now on this issue of loans, where there has been a dispute over how much to what tune is the Imo State government indebted? From what you know, the Commissioner for Information, to what tune would you say that the Imo State government is indebted?
As of June this year, June 2022, Imo State debt profile is 210 billion.
Why do you say June? Why not today? As of today?
Well, no, that statistics is not readily available. I'm sure that it wouldn't have it as of today. You know, so as of June 2022, that's this year, which is just a few months away, the debt profile is 210 billion. Now, this government has...
you know why I'm raising this?
Yes.
Because apparently it's been a sore point for your government and the previous government in office. At that time, you did not accuse, when you responded to the accusations which were raised at a forum, I think was outside of this country, or it was being hosted by a group of people, you did not say that, oh, but you borrowed some money as well. You didn't bring up this issue of 40 billion, which you claim, no, that was not reported?
Well, it was reported. It was reported in the newspapers at least. I did. And I have the cuttings of the report. I did. Because there's no way we could have addressed that without... This is a fact. By the time they came in within their 7 months in office, the debt profile was 148 billion. Within 6 months, it climbed to 204. So they borrowed money. And what did they do with the money?
How much did you say it currently stands at?
It's 210. I mean, 210. So maybe an addition of about 9 billion or thereabout. Now, the important thing is, what did they do with the money? Within 7 months that Right Honorable Making Headway was in office, he was traveling every month outside the country. And within 7 months that he was in government, all he did was to expand and consolidate his personal estates in Owerri and in the village. He sacked
those accusations. Yes. I want to quickly read something to you here.
Okay.
This is from a newspaper. Imo, Akwa Ibom Rivers. This is actually Cross River State recorded over 50% unemployment rate. This was as at sometime in March 2021.
Yes.
These are some of the statistics that we're seeing right here. Imo always is mentioned when unemployment is mentioned in Nigeria as one of the worst ranking states.
Yeah, but
are you aware of that?
Yeah, I'm aware. But
do you accept that?
No. The question is, what was the situation when we came in? The situation was worse. We have been addressing it. That's why it's going down. It's going down every day. I'm telling you, right now, just last week, the governor is the first state in Nigeria that has established a digital economy ministry. And last week, we launched the digital economy employment. In the next 6 months, we are going to employ 1,000 youths.
Okay, well, I wish that you would be able to put a figure to how many youths you have unemployed and what you're hoping to reduce it by. Well, let me come to your counterpart here on the program this morning. I'm just wondering, will it be kind, or maybe kindness is not the word now, will it be factual to say that, oh, somebody just put paint over a building and commissioned it? Is that really what happened, or was it refurbished? Was it rehabilitated and refurbished to the point where they could invite a president to commission it, or vice president?
A lot of lies have been said here, and I wouldn't want to start talking about them. Let us face the facts and discuss IMO the way it is today. For instance, I was making a point that in view of the failures of this government of Senator Uzodinma to account for the 633.4 billion naira that has accrued to the state in the last 31 months. And there's this disenchantment and rising resentment in the state. It has now resorted to all manner of things to contain the situation. And part of it is forgery. The man seated right beside me was the one that contracted somebody.
I question.
No, I'm coming. I will respond.
You haven't answered my question, and I need you to answer that question.
I will answer the question in a very simple way.
Yeah.
Senator Uzodinma repainted an old building built by Samon Bakwe
in
1983.
Just a moment.
Okay.
Indeed, that building might have existed.
Yes.
But I'm saying, is it factual to say that somebody just put paint over it? Was the building in use when, you know, people started, when it was repainted? Was it in use? Has it been in use for the past how many years?
The only moment that the building was not in use was the period that they asked House of Assembly members to move out so that it could be repainted. That's a fact. But I'm coming. It's my moment. Then let's look at what's going on.
Just a moment. Let me clarify this. Are you saying then that members of the House of Assembly sat in that particular building whilst, I mean, for the 6 months that
definitely that is the fact. Sir, can you calm down? Can you calm down? Can you calm down? Yes, that is the fact. So I think with what I just said now, the issue of House of Assembly has been settled. Can I now go on with other issues?
It's
settled. Everybody knows that. I have the moment, please. I have
the last 8 years. Go and verify.
I have the moment, please.
Let him respond.
Okay. Now, in the face of the failures of the government of Senator Hope Uzodinma has now resorted to all manner of contrivances to contain the political tension in the state, especially the rising resentment against his regime, which, of course, you know, is illegitimate. And part of what they have resorted to now is to clone voices and forge letters of prominent leaders of the opposition.
Just a moment. You continue to say that Governor Hope Uzodinma's government is illegitimate, as if he is the first governor that the Supreme Court has declared a winner. There are many governors, I mean, in our history, on our new
that came forth in an election?
Just a moment. There are governors in our democratic dispensation who felt aggrieved, went to the court, and, you know, their mandates were, will I say, restored. Yeah. When you continue to say that, just a moment, when you continue to say that, you continue to cast aspersions on the Supreme Court of Nigeria. I hope you're aware of that.
No. It was Senator Hope Uzodinma that sat in the seat of power of IMO State and said, the process that brought me here was a Ben Johnson way. I came in through the Ben Johnson way. I have it, I will tender it right away. So he was the one that called himself an illegitimate governor who came in through the shortcut. So nobody is wrong to describe Hope Uzodinma as an illegitimate governor.
I'm just saying that when you continue to say that,
he called himself a governor that came in through the Ben Johnson way. So I am not wrong in calling him a governor that came in through the Ben Johnson way. He's aware of this. They tried to manage the backlash then, but they failed because it was on national television. Therefore, in view of the fact that the government has failed, they have now resorted to all manner of contrivances, one of which is to fabricate stories. For instance, the letter that they claimed that Right Honorable Meki Hedon wrote to Malami was fabricated by him at number 12 Ihuba Street in Owerri. The boy that he gave contract to do that has confessed that he will even return the 200,000 he was paid.
Well, gentlemen, I'm afraid we need to go. We're out of time. We've exceeded way more than that. Pardon me, even my colleagues in Lagos couldn't even come in. Okay. All right. Well, okay, guys, they have a question or two for you. Go ahead, guys. Okay.
Well, perhaps just one or two questions, Chamberlain. Let me ask Mr. The Commissioner for Information. You know, all of these things that we're talking about is essentially about performance of government at various levels and how, useful those things are to the people of the state. I'm looking at the State of the States report, that was released for this year by budget. And in that report, they said that the state's performance, on the state's performance ranking, IMO State came 26th with a 3.91 index. Essentially, this one is talking about how the states either need to work harder on growing their internally generated revenue, considering the size of their operating expenses, or work on pruning their operating expenses. Is this a report coming 26th on the list out of 36 states? Is this something that the state government is concerned about, accept or reject?
Of course, we totally reject it. These reports, I don't know the one you're quoting. They come here and there, left, right.
It is the state of states reports by budgets for 2022.
Done by who?
Budgets.
Budget. Yes. In fact, ask budget. They even apologized to us because we took it up with them. Find out. They apologized to us. I have it. That they erroneously put us there. That budget, they find out from them. We took it up with them, and they found out that they said they made a mistake. And I'm saying it here. If it is not true, please let them. They made a mistake in what? In the ranking, in our placement. That is all of the statistics. No, the one that concerns IMO. They admitted that. Very important. Yes. What particular ranking is that? Well, whatever ranking they use, what he quoted.
Because you've talked about ease of doing business.
Yes, ease of doing business.
You say that you're five. You're number 5 in Nigeria. Is that not what you said?
Yes, that's what I said.
Well, they say you're number 11.
No. I said ease of doing business, we are number 11. GDP growth, we are number 5. And the IGR generation, we are number 5. That's what I said. Number 11. Number 11 out of 30.
They say you're number 11 here. That's why I'm asking. With which particular index here would you say that they were wrong? I mean, you have to be able to say which particular one you raised with them.
He said here that they ranked us 26th of
36 states.
26 out of 36 states in terms of performance, in terms of this. And I said it is not true, because budget recanted the statement they made. I have it on record. And in fact, the person who reported it, we were able to get through to him and presented him with the facts, and they refuted it. And I have it on record. I can forward it to you when I leave here.
Well, we have. Okay, your final word. Just a few seconds, because we need to go.
Also, give me final word.
You just spoke now.
No. That
few
wasn't
seconds.
my final word. I
Thank you so
responded to a question.
The reality on ground in IMO is that the government of Senator Uzodinma has dismantled the foundations of good governance put in place by our party.
All right, gentlemen, we need to go.
My final word too.
Declan Emelumba,
Yes.
Commissioner for Information,
Yes.
IMO State, Collins opurozor, Publicity Secretary, PDP IMO
Yeah,
State.
that is the end for IMO State Politics. Thanks for watching Precious.ij channel. Subscribe, like, and share.